What's going on, everybody? Alongside TJ Calkins, Jay Sannon here for ATS, here to break down the UFC Vegas 41 card. TJ, you've got three bets in your sights for this weekend's card, and we are going to start out with Gregory Rodrigues, minus 110, taking on Junyoung Park. Let's get it started. What do you got here?
I like Rodriguez a lot here. I think he just covers up Park with everything he does. So Park came into the UFC. He got submitted by Fluffy Hernandez, who's a better jits fighter than him. Rodriguez is absolutely going to fit that bill as well. So then Park, after that fight, he went on to fight three fighters that just didn't have that jit skill set. He uses wrestling. He had like nearly 20 minutes of top control time in those three fights, won three decisions. So I don't think he's really going to have that as a true option in this fight. And Rodriguez, he's a guy that's a grappler through and through, but since he started his MMA journey, his striking has come a very long way. And he's going to be the tougher, better, more dynamic striker. Park doesn't bring any power. I don't think we have to worry about a flash knockout here. So no matter where this fight is taking place, Rodriguez is going to have the advantage. The only thing Park is better at is the wrestling. And once it hits the mat, it's down in Rodriguez's world. So in a pick'em fight here, I absolutely love the minus 110 price on Rodriguez.
All right, TJ, next up, let's go to the women's side here. We've got Tabitha Ricci taking on Maria Oliveira. This fight, even money to end inside the distance. Do you see it ending early?
Yeah, I think it's going to end early. So Tabitha Ricci, she's entering her second UFC fight. She got her foot in the door. She took a short notice fight up a weight class against Manon Fior, and we see what she does with the striking. And Ricci just was so much smaller, she couldn't get the fight to the ground. She was just outmatched in the striking, and that's a completely understandable loss. Now she's down to her natural weight class, and she's taking on the debutante, Maria Oliveira. She's an okay striker, but I mean, that's it. She on the regional scene, it's kind of an ugly scene for her. She's fought one UFC caliber fighter. That was Marina Rodrigues on the Ultimate Fighter Brazil. Knocked her out in 3 minutes. And on the regional scene, Oliveira has 12 wins. The combined record of opponents she's beaten is 8-17. We're talking only 25 total fights between 12 fighters and only 8 total wins. You know, that's pretty insane. And I really think it's sketchy as to why she's even in the UFC at this point. So she has no grappling game to speak. Once Ricci takes her down, trip, judo throw, it's going to be something. She's going to cut through her on the mat. Now, Ricci's top control is so heavy, and Oliveira is going to be stuck as soon as she's down. I think that's going to lead to a finish in the first round, but if it doesn't, we're going to rinse and repeat and see it in the second round and the third round, and I really don't see a scenario where Oliveira survives that. So the plus 140 ITD line on Ricci is completely attractive, and people are catching on. So you need to get in on this one. It was plus 165 yesterday. We're all the way down to plus 140. So hop on this one.
And TJ, I want to get your thoughts on the main event here. Of course, some weight issues in this fight, something I can relate to very personally. But Marvin Vettori and Paulo Costa will fight it out in the main event. Vettori a minus 175 favorite. What do you think happens in this one?
The catch weight at 195, I think there's too much panic about Costa. You know, he came out and said, I'm not going to be able to make the weight. Let's do a catch weight. Vettori agreed. Advantage Costa. You know, he's still going to have to cut a little bit of weight. He's got to cut 16 pounds, which, I mean, for the size of him, it's really not a whole lot. I think he's going to be just fine. I think that's going to be a big advantage for him. You know, he is just an absolutely massive middleweight. Anyone that's ever seen the guy, he's just utterly jacked. So I think that's going to help him from a cardio perspective and not having to cut the weight. Vettori's going to need to wrestle if he's going to win this fight. And I think that's going to help Costa with the endurance, the takedown defense, all of it. You know, Costa's BJJ black belt himself. So being on the mat won't hurt him. It's the potential draining of the gas tank that'll be the problem if Vettori has the success wrestling. And that would lead to Vettori having success later in the fight. Now, early in the fight, Costa's just a better striker. He's way more powerful. You know, Vettori, for being kind of the bull that he is, he just doesn't have a huge amount of pop. So if these guys are trading, it's absolutely advantage Costa in the first 2-3 rounds. I don't see Vettori surviving if he can't get the fight to the mat, at least for decent periods of time. I don't think he's going to be able to control Costa for very long periods, but I think he's going to need multiple takedowns if he's going to survive. But I do think the most likely outcome here is a Costa knockout. And with the plus 225 ITD line on him, that is the play for this fight.
TJ, before we go, you've been on a real heater here in UFC, and I want you to tell the folks a little bit about that, just how well you've been running in these fights.
Yeah, I think it's been 5 weeks since I made a dedicated bet on a fighter that lost their fight. One loser in 6 weeks, and I guess I'm seeing the matrix at the moment, and I'm hoping that continues. I don't want to put a Maloican on it, but let's keep it rolling this week, and let's get another 3-0.
I'm almost scared to tail you at this point. I don't want to mush what's been working for you, TJ, but thank you as always for the expertise. Of course, for more from TJ, written previews on all the fights we just talked about, check out ats.io. Until next time, TJ Calkins and Jay Sannon saying, see you later. Good luck on your fight night wagers this weekend.